you first of all what the goal is.
Okay.
But fundamental goal is to look at decision making and leadership.
Okay.
And what we find is that typically people associate intelligence with success.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, intelligence cannot be changed. So in a sense, people think, well, you know, Aman has got a degree from Stanford. He's got a Harvard law degree.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in investment banking. He's been with McKinsey,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, well, he was supposed to be. He's like a poster boy of success.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of thing that kids typically look up to and say, I want to be like that.
Yeah.
Right. But then, if they're not that intelligent as schools have you believe sometimes,
Yeah.
then they think, well, I can't do that.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we look at Warren Buffett, and he's intelligent, but you know, not a genius.
Mm-hmm.
There are many other investors who've got the same intelligence, same knowledge, same information, everything the same, but nowhere near success.
Yeah.
So what we want to get at is, has success been easy to you just because you are super intelligent, as some of your peers say?
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard Tom write,
Mm-hmm.
you know, he's one of the smartest and the most intelligent person at eBay.
Okay.
So has it just been given to you as a gift?
No, I don't think it has. I do think intelligence is very helpful, but it's not enough to ensure success. I think, at least in my case, success has been a function of at least 3 or 4 different things. One has been intelligence, critical problem solving, being able to get to the answer on whatever you're working on and being good at what you're doing. It's also been driven by an ability to interact with other people, to influence those around you, especially in a company, in a big company. You have to be able to do that, work well with others. And it's not just telling them what the answer is, it's figuring out with them what the answer is and helping to get them to that answer in a way that's productive, in a way that they can feel pride of ownership in. It's also been, I think, a function of some good fortune, being in the right place at the right time, being able to find the right opportunities, and being willing to take some risk to capitalize on those opportunities. And so I think all those things have worked together to make me successful. It has also been very important, at least in my case, to work very, very hard at what you want to do, and to persevere. It's not often that success comes on the first swing. Different roles. I've had different roles in this company. Some have been more successful than others. None of them have been successful right out of the gate. They've all required diligence and perseverance. And I think with a lot of work, plus some combination of intelligence and competence, and some combination of ability to work with and influence others, that seems to be a very successful formula for success.
And that includes a whole plethora of attributes, and that's true.
Yeah.
When we start to look at specifics, you know, we will find that, you know, some people who are very intelligent, success tends to come easy to them.
Yeah.
Right. And so, in that sense, the gap between ability and achievement is limited, because perhaps maybe they're not challenged enough.
Yeah.
So, in that sense, have you felt challenged? Have you experienced certain challenges that have made you a better person?
Yeah, I think I think challenge is something you can always identify and push yourself to. If you ever find yourself comfortable in a role where 90% of it is going the way that you think and the way you planned it, without you really learning or taking personal risk of failure, of looking bad, stuff messing up, then I think you're not really pushing yourself as hard as you should. I used to play ice hockey. I like to ski. And there's a pretty famous idiom with skiers: if you don't fall on any given day, you're probably not trying enough new stuff to get better as a skier. And anyone can ski the easy slopes and do with enough practice and not fall and have a pretty good day on the slopes. To really, I think, push yourself and challenge yourself, you want to ski the blacks, and you want to push yourself into other areas you don't know a lot about. In my case, I began on the PayPal side of the business, felt like I knew that business really, really well. And ran their financial planning team. And about a year and a half ago, the CFO of eBay, Bob Swan, told me, you should move over to eBay Marketplace. And I told him there are a lot of things I like about eBay Marketplace, but there are a lot of things I love about PayPal, and why would you take me away from something that I'm good at and comfortable with, PayPal? And Bob basically said, because you're comfortable with PayPal, it's exactly why I want to take you away. I want to see how you do when you're not the subject matter expert, where you have to rely on others, you have to learn from others, it'll be good for you, he says to me, it'll be good for me, he says about himself, because I'm training one of my executives to do something that pushes them, that teaches them, that learns them. And so I could have been in a more comfortable situation, but I've been consistently pushed because of others around me, and because I think I like to try those challenges. I've been trying to do things that are new, that are different, that stretch me.
So do you actively think in terms of, I'm comfortable here now, I need to do something else?
Yeah.
Or is it by default? And I'll give you an example. There are several people that I consult with, including some CEOs of mid-sized companies.
Yeah.
And one thing you find is several of them are entrepreneurs,
Yeah.
and something worked very well, they've been successful.
Yeah.
But then they stagnate.
Yeah.
And they want to try several things, they pay lip service to it, but never move past the lip service. So do you actively think and say, well, you know what, I've been in investment banking enough, I've been in McKinsey more than I wanted to be,
Yeah.
and I need to do something different, something that challenges me more?
Yeah, I think I have, and I've usually set myself a timeline of about 18 to 24 months in whatever role I've been, and essentially pushed myself and my manager to say, if after 18 months I'm still in the same role, it's time to do something different. So my last couple of jobs at PayPal, my current job now is just coming into 18 to 24 months now, and as that happens, I even though I might feel like I'm still learning and pushing myself, I think I know myself well enough to know about 2 years into a job at the most, I should be ready to switch. And by giving yourself that timeline, I think it's a bit of a forcing function to push yourself to find that new challenge, because when you are in a groove and you are doing things well, it's natural to want to rest a little bit. And then when you're ready to look, it takes a little bit of time to look for something else. And so if you wait for too long, you could end up in a situation where while you're looking, you're in a either a stagnant position or just not learning as fast as you should. So if you set yourself a timeline and you say to yourself, whatever I feel 18 months in, at that point I'm going to start looking for something else. I think that's a pretty good way to set yourself a continual moving target that will keep making you better.
So is that what you tell your mentees, that you've got to have a plan, you got to have a roadmap to assess yourself against and keep moving forward?
I usually do, and I usually tell them 2 years is about the right amount of time. If you're in a finance role, in particular at a company like this, inside of 2 years you can learn just about everything there is to know about that role. And so when we set career plans, or when we look at folks on the team and try to give them advice, we usually tell them, follow this timeline, think about the next 2 to 3 roles ahead of you, think about it a year in advance or more than a year in advance, and make sure you're meeting the right people, creating the right network, learning the right skills, so that when the time comes for me to tap you on the shoulder, you're ready to go.
So you have a roadmap for it?